My name is Liz Anasaskis. I'm a sophomore here. I'm 19 years old, sophomore here at UMass Dartmouth. I'm the vice chair for MassPerg as well as the coordinator for the New Voter Project.
My name's Zach Boyer. I'm an alumnus of UMass Dartmouth, and I'm going to be 25 in about two weeks. And I right now work for the Massachusetts Nurses Association on ballot question number 1 in Massachusetts.
The reason I got involved in voting and making sure that people are educated in voting is because when I was a senior in my high school, I went to Auburn High School in Massachusetts, and my AP government teacher used to hand out slips every time someone turned 18, and it was a super exciting thing, and the slip was for voter registration. So that energy of like, you're now 18, you're now eligible to vote, was super inspiring, and just the atmosphere that he created around that was super interesting. And that kind of inspired me to also inspire others.
Getting involved in politics is important to me because it's important to voice our generation's voice so that we can have some progressive change across the country.
What's most important to me is that we uphold what the Founding Fathers intended us to uphold. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of the press.
Our generation, I think it's important to focus on climate change, the prison industrial complex, the war on drugs, the school-to-prison pipeline.
There's a misconception, I believe, that young people have to choose one side, and the reality, I think, is that most young people are somewhere in the center, whether it's left of center or right of center.
I think there's a lot of people who in our politic right now who don't really represent the people in the younger generation specifically on what they're really interested in.
Our college-age generation is the largest, most diverse population, and it's super important for us to elect representatives that represent our values, our opinions, and our ideas, because if we're not voting and we're not choosing who we want to represent us, those people don't necessarily represent our ideas, our values.
People definitely get out there and try to turn out the vote, but I think just having either more candidates or better candidates, a more variety to pick from, someone may resonate with what that person's message is.
We have to start engaging them on social media more, get into their face about it, I think honestly everyone should be registered to vote at the age of 18. I think it should be a national holiday. I think we need to start also running more better candidates that actually follow through on their promises and not just, say what they have to say to get elected, and to actually represent the issues that are important to them.
Not only are you voting for people, but in every state across the nation, there's also ballot questions that directly affect those citizens of those states. For example, in Massachusetts, the first question is about nurses and nurses to patient ratio, and the third one's about transgender rights. So if you know someone who's a nurse, if you know someone who's transgender, these questions directly affect lives that you know personally. So it's super important to make sure that your voice is heard and that your opinions are heard by casting that ballot on November 6th.